police harassment. Something new, right?
Yeah.
All right. As a state highway patrol, this just in, as a state highway patrol helicopter circled low overhead.
Sorry, I was doing the news background noise. Go ahead. I'll be quiet now.
As a state highway patrol helicopter circled low overhead, the state gang task force, that's the state of Arizona, took photos from across the street. Several hundred bikers from 40 motorcycle clubs throughout Arizona assembled after their regularly scheduled Arizona Confederation of Motorcycle Clubs meeting on November 7th for a protest ride past 4 Kingman, Arizona bars that recently adopted a no-colors policy. The Arizona Coalition of Motorcycle Clubs advocates for biker rights and meets twice a month discussing issues like helmet or emission laws or pushing for biker-friendly legislation. Dan Ballantyne, president of the Desert Road Riders MC and secretary for the ACMC, told the Daily News that the Confederation of Clubs is in the process of hiring a third lobbyist to work on the no-colors policy initiated by some bars and restaurants in Kingman. Ballantyne said ACMC's mission statement is to educate the public of the positive aspects of motorcycle clubs and lawfully oppose intrusion into bikers' rights. One of the ACMC lobbyists, Sky Pilot, is based at the state capitol in Phoenix and works with legislators, while a second lobbyist works on federal issues in Washington, D.C. Sky Pilot reported that he is talking with state legislatures on motorcycle issues such as right-of-ways, emissions, discrimination by law enforcement, correctly fastening license plates, and extended yellow lights. ACMC's president, Ray Fitzgerald, said that the object of the protest ride was to draw attention. Now pay attention to this, folks, because as far as I know, this is something that's relatively new in the past 10, 15 years or so. Ray Fitzgerald said the object of the protest ride is to draw attention to the way the gang task force illegally forces bars to adopt a no-color policy or face having their liquor licenses pulled.
You're kidding me.
Riders wearing club colors on the protest ride arrived armed with discrimination forms to document people who were turned away for a possible class action lawsuit. Why would they turn us away, said Steve Musgrave, a member of the Desert Thunder MC and a registered motorcycle rights lobbyist for 8 years. Our money's as good as anybody else's. Musgrave, who also serves on the National Coalition of Motorcycles, the NCOM, who I'm sure everybody's heard of, board of directors, said it's unfair for police to label motorcycle clubs as gangs. We are a club, not a gang. We have regular meetings and we pay dues. Almost everybody is a law-abiding citizen who has a job, pays taxes, pays a mortgage just like anybody else. So there you have it. That's what's going on in Arizona now. Also, Australia.
You're a mean one, Mr. Grinch. You really are a heel.
Jesus.
Sorry, that sort of came in. We're going to read this other article, and then we'll cut to
Now, Australian bikers threatened to sue pubs over colors discrimination. Same thing, folks.
Yeah, same deal, man.
Members of at least 21 of the state's bikie gangs, which is what they're called in Australia, are preparing to sue 53 pubs, clubs, hotels, and cocktail bars from Wollongong to the entrance where they're banned if they turn up for a drink wearing colors or trademark jewelry, even.
What?
They claim bars are breaching Anti-Discrimination Act, Human Rights Commission Act, and probably International Covenant on Civil and Political Rights. After gauging reaction from the bars, United Motorcycle Council New South Wales plans to take action on behalf of all the clubs. The council was formed earlier this year as a reaction to government efforts to ban motorcycle clubs through the strictest anti-gang laws in the world. Now, let me address this from a personal point of view for just a moment. Okay. I have first-hand experience, ladies and gentlemen, as do most of you, with being thrown out of a place or turned away at the door because you're wearing colors. Now, I have to tell you that it's gone to a point where I've been jailed over it because I refuse to leave. But I've also seen what the police, specifically the Maricopa County Sheriff's Office, does to bar rooms in Maricopa County that allow bike clubs in their bars with colors.
What do they do?
They show up at the bar and they harass the help. They frighten waitresses, barmaids, bartenders, and tell them things like, well, you know those guys that you're letting in here, they're all a bunch of killers. They say this bullshit. I'm not kidding. And they tell them, if you continue to allow them in here, they're going to tear your bar up. So you really ought to ban them right now while you can. And then if they don't ban them and they don't shut up guys with colors, then the police come in and they start seriously harassing them and putting serious pressure. And then what they start to do is they'll park outside the bar, and after a certain hour of the night, they will pull over everybody that leaves that bar
Nice.
and harass. And it's happened to me. I don't drink, folks. I haven't had a drink in almost 28 years.
Yeah.
And I got to tell you, I have been pulled over. I've had sobriety tests run on me. I've been taken down and had my blood taken in the state of Arizona by these fucking Gestapo people who think that they can just run roughshod over anybody that rides a motorcycle or wears a patch. And I got to tell you, they didn't know anything about me. And if you folks knew what I'm talking about,
Yeah.
you would understand where I'm coming from. This is a horrible, horrible thing, and it's got to stop. We've been harassed by the police for 50 years. They've been trying to take our motorcycles away from us. They've been trying to shut us down.
Yep.
And the end of the story is that it's getting worse. It's getting worse.
Yep.
When it comes to the point that they're even harassing the people that own and operate the establishments that we like to frequent. I don't care if it's a restaurant. I don't care if it's a restaurant that doesn't serve alcohol.
Yeah.
They're still doing it. So keep that in mind. If you think about it, get a hold of the ENCOM people. If you got $1, send them $1, because lobbyists don't come cheap. They're not free and they don't come cheap.
Yep.
And maybe a good movement in Arizona and shut down some of these Nazis that are running the Maricopa County Sheriff's Office. And I used to have a lot of respect for Joe Arpaio, but if he's condoning this kind of crap, I got something for you, Joe, right here. This is the vaunted and feared Kickstart bullshit rag.
Okay, here comes
because if you're condoning this kind of activity against people